Greetings, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the Casual Collector. And in this segment of Masters of the Universe, the Masterverse, I'm showcasing the Princess of Power Grizzlor. I'm hoping that they do a new Attorney one or a new Theory one or something, or vintage, the vintage one. I don't know if this is supposed to be the equivalent of New Attorney. I don't know. But yeah, this is what he looks like in the package, and this is what Z-Box art looks like. Grizzlor was the very first Hordeman I ever got. It was him, then Modulak. And then somehow, some way, I was able to get the other three Hordemen. But no, I think I Multibot first. Multibot was second. Then the other three, Mantana, Leech, Hordak, then Dragstore. And then Mosquitor. Yeah, I was able to get them all in some kind of order. The only thing I didn't get out of the Hordeman was the Horde Trooper, when the classic Horde Trooper. Well, not classics. I got classics. I mean, the original toy line, But here's Grizzlor, hairy henchman of the evil Horde. Few are feared across Etheria more than the bloodthirsty beast Grizzlor. Captured and brainwashed by Hordak, Grizzlor now loyally serves the leader of the evil Horde as gatekeeper of the Fright Zone, as well as the feral soldier to be unleashed in the battlefield. The beast. Anywho, I gotta tell you guys, when I was a kid, Grizzlor was pretty cool to me because, well, to be honest, the whole Horde but because Grizzlor was hairy. He was a legit furry guy. It's kind of cool, kind of different. But no, all of the Horde, to be honest, were kind of different. But I liked them, especially when they were advertised to be like even better and stronger, more scary and frightening than Skeletor. Oh snap! Here we go. And when you saw them line up and you hear that heavy metal kind of riff, the Horde, you're like, oh snap! Here we go. Another faction introduced, and I was so happy to see that faction introduced, and Hordak looking like really good. So it was kind of cool, like watching like a whole new group of monsters, kind of like classic monsters, right? You got Grizzlor too, who kind of look like a Wolfman. Hordak being like the skeleton Dracula of the crew. Leech would be kind of like, I don't know, quasi under the sea guy, black creature of the Black Lagoon guy. While Mantana, I guess some kind of alienish kind of character, right? Yeah. Cool. He didn't have an axe when he was in this line, in the original line. It was just his crossbow, really. But yeah, I like Grizzlor. I always wanted him to fight everybody because he looked like such a fighting kind of guy. Leech, he was nice and big and green colored, nice scheme and everything, but I just didn't really, him and Mantana just really didn't resonate with me quite like Grizzlor did. Grizzlor looked like he was ready to brawl for real. You know what I mean? Ooh, yikes, guys! Look at this. This thing's being tough. 4-fingered. It's kind of weird. 3 fingers and a thumb. Warrior. Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna give him this hairy suit, but not a hairy head. Okay, now I'm confused. This is supposed to be out here. So is his shoulder on the wrong? Okay. You know what I'm saying? I know that this is supposed to be out here to a degree. Oh my gosh, I think it might have been yeah, it's supposed to be up here. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, Grizzlor looking good. I mean, it's just kind of jarring that he's got fur. I had such a soft spot for him. He didn't really do much. He couldn't even twist or nothing. He was just hairy, you know, with these big mouth, like remind me of a bear, like a skinny armed bear. And I guess this is supposed to be his, well, the equivalent of the way the cross. Everyone had a crossbow. His was green. Uh, I don't know about this. Axe is kind of cool. I mean, the classics version was awesome. You guys should see it. He had like a murderous kit of stuff, but the problem is they kind of gave him like a, not Papa Shango, whoever it was. There was a character in the mighty Kamala outfit with a bear suit. It's just kind of weird that they did that, you know. So he's the first of the hordemen. I got. I guess I'm gonna pick up Eternia new Princess of Power Hordak, even though not really the Hordak that I want. I want vintage toy looking Hordak, more gray Hordak, not this blue filmation style that everybody's hung up on. Honestly, I just more of a toy guy in most occasions. Um, yeah, I always thought the Eternia style, the filmation style, is kind of the goofy style, but sometimes they got it right. Like some characters, I ended up getting in classics that were cool. Like, oh my gosh, I forgot his name, but he was like a horde general, Sunder. Yeah, General Sunder. I picked him up. Seahawk, Bo. Those figures are actually kind of cool for the classics line. I was like, oh, who would have thought? Magnum PI looking Bo wanted him. But yeah. So yeah, it's kind of jarring that the rest of his head's just like, I don't know. They should have just, I don't know what they should have done. They could have just, you can't go this without hair. You know, I don't know. It's kind of weird. And if you it's like half, half. It's just so strange to see it, you know. So the good news is that you could use the fist so you can punch, and then of course claw hand instead of a grip hand. But it's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know about this energy thing right here. It doesn't make sense to me, but okay, we'll go with it. The head, it doesn't really turn. You can't really do nothing, so that's a bad thing for it. No, that's not cool. Waist swivel at least, but still, his range of motion is very limited. Um, yeah, I guess you could put his axe here in case you didn't want to rock it, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make sense to hold an axe. It doesn't even fit. It's probably more for his crossbow then. But where the heck do you hang it? Now I'm confused. Your boy, your boy Coco's lost. What the heck? Was there another weapon that I'm missing out on? Were you issued something that like his machete in the first time? I don't know, folks. Where I'm gonna look at the plastic one more time and see if I may have missed a thing. I don't think so. I don't know what fits there. I'm just gonna assume that it's the axe because but it doesn't actually really fit. That's the ugh. Eesh. Yeah. Got his master's face on it. Seated. But I guess he is a Bad Buns character, so I don't know. It's kind of weird. Guys, I don't know. Y'all let me know what was supposed to go there, because it clearly didn't look like it was gonna really fit there, in my opinion. Right? Jeez. It looked like it fit properly earlier, wasn't it? Smoking some crap? Okay, because I put it on the brace. So you gotta put it on the brace. Just need a warthog character. The horde. Be awesome. All right. Yeah. Um. Well, he is on the plain side of things, but he was one of my favorites. So part of me is just kind of like, okay, you know, uh, he really can't do much. Um, as far as his head, his head movement is very limiting. He's going to look better, you know, as a side character, I guess, once the rest of the horde comes. But as of now, nothing very alpha about this cat. You know, his OG toy had more aura. This one has very little. I think it's because the wild hair of his OG style. You know. Yeah. Final thoughts on this one. I like that they gave him an axe, but he is on the rather plain side, folks. I don't, you know. Not only that, geez, putting his axe here was a little bit of a pain and hard to take out. So I don't know. Yeah, it feels like you're supposed to make him dual wield at the rate things are, you know, going. His joints are at least really cool. He's got them all, right? And you know, they're not. His ankle rockers a little bit better than a few, but eh. But that fur plastic thing kind of going on, yeah. I think they should have just went full fur instead of that mix, or all plastic instead of this kind of can't figure out whether he wants to be hairy or not, you know. So it's just wild. But to be fair, it's weird that he's a fur ball only in torso, but his arms are just hairy musculatures in the OG toy line too. So yeah. All right, folks. Well, that is all I got for this segment of Masters of the Universe, the Princess of Power, Grizzlor. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the Casual Collector. And until the next video, folks, ciao.